Hello everyone, my name is Martin, and today I am going to talk about something a bit nerdy, cosplay conventions. I have been doing photography for over 25 years, and I do many types of photography. I have done weddings, I have done products, surreal, landscape, portraits, and a bunch of other things. But some of you might have known me from my cosplay photography, especially I started it when social media was blowing up. And that's why, for this video, I want to talk a little bit about cosplay conventions, my second home from home. I have been going to these geeky conventions for over a decade. And every year I go to about 15 to 20 give or take convention a year. So there's many conventions. And there's many different types of convention too. While most of them are not specific for cosplay, there is usually a lot of cosplay happening at anime or comic conventions, and a little bit at gaming conventions. It used to be more, but now it's a little bit less, but there still exists. But there are a few things that make cosplay convention extra special in the United States. And I specify the United States because cosplay culture is actually very different in different regions. So here are the top 5 reasons why cosplay conventions are special to me. Number 1, the community. There are people from all around the world with different backgrounds liking the same thing, and they're displayed very proudly. So it is super cool to be at a place where people can openly talk about their fandom, and it's definitely refreshing for people who used to have to hide their hobby in the past. It was so not cool to like geeky or nerdy stuff in the past, but not anymore. Thanks, Marvel. For most people, this is a vacation. So this is what they want to do for fun. It is also a great place to make new friends. I have made a lot of friends throughout the years that I know I will know them for the rest of my life. I have attended multiple weddings from my cosplay friends, and like many other type of hobby, you build a very tight-knit family with your cosplay buddy. Another one that kind of remind me of that is rave. The rave community, dancing rave. So the sense of a community is a big plus for being at a cosplay convention. You usually keep on talking to those friends that you make at cosplay convention, like even outside the conventions. And you get super excited to see them again when you actually see them at in person at the next convention. And it keeps happening every year. Number 2, the photoshoot culture. And I'm definitely a bit biased on this because I'm a photographer. But this is the coolest thing about cosplay convention for me. Not only because you're allowed to ask cosplayers to take their photos, but it is actually super encouraged. This is something that you can really do at most places without getting some weird look or at least some hesitation. If you go on the street and just ask some random person and say like, hey, do you want to do a photo shoot? Then that will come off as like pretty off-putting for most people or even creepy. So to me, the photoshoot culture is a super interesting element of cosplay conventions. Number 3, after hours gathering. Since a lot of cosplay conventions are at a hotel or hosted at a convention center near a bunch of hotels, there are a lot of after hour activities. After a long day of cosplaying and photoshoot at a convention, I found the most relaxing thing to do is to hang out with my fellow geeks and talk about our passion. Some people like talking about their cosplay crafting methods. Some people like to talk about their favorite nerdy stuff, their favorite anime, their favorite geeky thing, or some reminiscing about old cartoon, all kind of stuff. And some people, they like to talk about photography tips and tricks. Unlike those, quick chit chats you get during the day at a convention, this after hours gathering give you a more time to talk about, everything that you want. It is a great way to meet other people who are, just not in a rush anymore to go to a photo shoot or something. So it's a great way to, make new friends as well. For me, I love those late night talk about, future photo shoot ideas, or even just hearing about, different cosplay plans from my friends. Number 4, Artist Alley. So this one is actually not specific to cosplay conventions, but cosplayers usually find a lot of their inspirations from Artist Alley. Every convention, I see some new ideas pop up, and you have a bunch of artists making print, keychain, and all sort of stuff from comics, video games, manga, and anime. And a lot of those artists make crossover art. And I get very excited about those because they look awesome. They're like Saturday morning crossover cartoon episode, like from back in the days. You can get like weird stuff that mixed together, but they look amazing. For example, one of the coolest things that I have seen is this video game character drawings, but they're drawn in like the traditional Japanese drawing style. So it's really cool. It's kind of like, you know that waves drawing, like it's like that kind of style. Now I really want to do like photo shoot, like recreating those drawings and inspire me and inspire cosplayer to make cool stuff as well. And number 5, cosplay contest. Of course, you can't talk about cosplay conventions without talking about cosplay competitions. There are different types of cosplay competitions. In fact, I actually have been, a judge, invited as a judge to a few of them. Some of them international ones too, and they're really fun. Cosplay contests have, people bring the coolest costume that cosplayers have been working on for weeks, months, or even years. You get to see different cosplayers using different materials to create their favorite characters. Just their creativity is just crazy. They're like all kinds of stuff. They use foam, they do 3D printing, they do sculpting, they use fabric, just all kind of materials that you don't normally would think that can make a costume. But to me, the coolest elements of a cosplay contest is knowing that a lot of cosplayers had to fly in on the plane with their costume. So they have to plan way ahead on how to make the costume that can also fit into like 1 or at least 2 suitcases. So they have to do a lot of engineering just to figure out how to make their costume that can break down into smaller pieces but still look good when they're putting back together just for their contest. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things that really stand out to me for cosplay conventions. And not a joke, like even right now it is 4 in the morning and I have to go to the airport in about a few hours just to go to another cosplay conventions. And I still have to pack, so I got that to do. So I need to go. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and all this good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.